Houston is exploding right now with commercial and residential development, especially out here in the suburbs. And today we are going to dive into all the new things going on in the Houston suburbs. So our three things today is we are going to talk about the new commercial developments going in around Tomball and Bridgeland and Magnolia. And then we're also going to go into 5 of our new communities that a lot of people are shopping in. And then the last thing is how all of this could impact you as a buyer or seller in the Houston market. I'm Natasha Tessier. I'm the owner of Dwell Realty and Design, born and raised here in the great city of Houston. One thing that people like about working with me, they call me Natasha the negotiator. I tend to push builders, especially very, very hard getting the best deal. The other thing that they like is that I'm a solo agent. So it's just myself and I have a couple girls that help me show and my assistant Megan, and that's really it. So the first thing I'm going to talk about are the commercial developments, and number one is the Grand at 249. Now, this is by New Quest Properties. It's been an open space land right at the 249-99 corridor right there. Really cool spot that is finally getting developed after all these years. So with that, they are talking about a Sam's Club, a Chick-fil-A. There's a possibility of Dick's going in there. You've got Sephora and many, many more shopping, and it is already 96% leased. It is a fantastic location. The big ones that I've heard are Dick's and Sam's as kind of your anchor. I think there might be another H-E-B going in there. Huge commercial development at the Grand, 249 and 99. Really spectacular spot to be in. Number 2 is Village Green at Bridgeland. So this is kind of the outdoor area that Howard Hughes has been developing for a while. And there too, they're talking about an H-E-B, a crust pizza, a nail salon, Starbucks. So there's 28,000 square feet of restaurant and retail and 48,000 square feet of offices. You also have your brand new Cypress Christian that has just been built. It is absolutely gorgeous. Harmony is being built out there. So many great things going into that north side of 99. They do have a new elementary school in the neighborhood, and in the next 2 to 3 years, they're going to have a new junior high and high school. That will be Waller ISD, no longer Waller High School, but it will be a new high school. I don't know the name, but it will be the same school. So people in Jubilee will be going to the same school as the North Bridgeland. That's a different school district. 99 separates that. Then the south side is going to be all Cy-Fair ISD. Let's talk about the Magnolia proposed town center. This is $1 billion project that's been proposed right by Magnolia Ridge in the heart of Magnolia. They're talking about 3 different lakes, walkable restaurants on the water there. They're kind of putting in a waterway. It's pretty big. You'll have retail offices and then, like I said, walkable shops, boutiques, all sorts of things. But it is proposed. It is not gone through yet. They're pushing very hard for it. We shall see if we get it. It would actually change downtown Magnolia to be a very charming, cool little place. The fourth one I'm going to talk about is Fairfield Town Center. Now, this is established. It's been there a while, but there is a dine-in movie theater. You've got a sushi bar. It's right next to the outlet malls that a lot of people like to go and visit. You've got your Kroger, your LA Fitness, TJ Maxx, lots of different shops and restaurants in there. Really good place to just stop by right at basically 290 and 99 area. And like I said, the outlet mall is right there. But that's been established. It's been around a while. It's not new. It's just an established anchor in our town. And then the last thing I'm going to talk about is downtown Tomball. It has changed a lot since we moved to Tomball. We were in Tomball in 2017, but you still have the charm. So they have 2 breweries now. You've got plenty of antique shops, local restaurants, boutiques, a plant shop, a great Mexican restaurant, really a ton of charm in downtown Tomball. And they do the Christmas parade every year, where they shut down Main Street. It's got a cute, charming downtown Main Street. They do the German Festival twice a year, once in the fall and once in the spring. So lots to do with Tomball. They have an amazing farmers market there as well. every single Saturday. It's a very good one every week of the year. That's just some other commercial development I kind of wanted to mention to you because, you know, there's lots and lots of good spots to visit in downtown Tomball. So you love all those new commercial developments, but where are you gonna live? And we have so many amazing communities going in. I thought I would break down several of the popular ones, starting with Creston. Creston is a 14-acre master plan community by Johnson Development. Johnson developed Wood Forest, did an amazing job there with all the roundabouts and very little sitting in traffic for 10,000 people that live in there, and the commercial development has been fantastic. So I trust that Johnson is going to repeat themselves and do an amazing deal there at Creston. It's off 1486 amongst all the trees, and I do think they're finally starting to sell homes in there. They've been on generators, but I think they're finally starting to sell. It is very, very cute out there with lots and lots of amenities and eventual commercial, etc. They are kind of comparing Creston to a new Bridgeland, like an anchor master plan community for Magnolia, although some of these others also rival that. So there's just a lot of development going out in Magnolia, but Creston is a beautiful drive-in, beautiful trees, kind of hilly, a very cool spot, and I think a lot of people are going to love it out there. Right now they're in their early phases, so the pricing is very, very good, and I'm going to talk a little bit about pricing and what's going on here in a little bit, but the pricing, the entry-level pricing is good. The same thing happened in Wood Forest. You could get in, and then once it started developing, it's very hard to get in for a better price because it gets more popular. The next one we are going to talk about is Colton. Now, Colton, people like the fact that it's literally right off of 249, very easy to get to. Where Creston is a 1,400-acre master plan community, Colton is 5,700 acres. They're talking about building this community for 20 years. One thing I want to point out is some of the builders have told me that they are not putting a pool in there, and then others say that now there is talk of a pool. So as a realtor, it's a hard sale to have a neighborhood with no neighborhood pool. As hot as it gets here, that is what so many clients love. They meet their friends up at the pool, there's food trucks up at the pool. It really creates this sense of community. So I don't know if they're kind of second guessing that and gonna go back to it, but as of right now, I've been told no pool in Colton, even though there are gonna be hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of homes. I know that phase one is 685 homes. That's just phase one. They're talking about it being like a mini city out there. So this will be a development going on for a very, very long time out in Magnolia. So they are talking about an amphitheater and a fitness center and different amenities. They're just not bringing up the pool yet. So keep that in mind if you're buying out there. You may or may not get a pool, and that might be important to you and your family. One thing to note is you want to make sure you have a reliable developer in all these, because some promise a pool and it never gets put in. It's nice if it's already broken ground and you know for sure that it's coming, but I've been told with Colton it is not. Next, we're moving on to Audubon. Now, Audubon is a little bit more established. When I looked last time, there weren't a ton of homes available. This is a 3,000-acre community in the heart of Tomball. They're talking about 5,000 single-family homes, 2,600 multifamily, so they are doing some apartment and townhouses in there, and over 500 acres of commercial space, which, again, I've heard movie theater, I've heard all sorts of things as to what's going in the actual commercial space. They already have Audubon Elementary open. They're building a new junior high, and then you would go to Magnolia High School. One thing I want to interrupt is a lot of our ratings have just changed. The best place to look is HAR and go through the demographics of the schools. One of my clients was really worried about Willis High School. They ended up doing it, and it went from a D to a B like in the past month. So they're redoing the ratings. Please go look at them for the more current ratings, because I think that they kind of messed them up for a while and it kind of scared a lot of people. They are talking about this commercial development being similar to Wood Forest in that it would be kind of a walkable hub depending on where you are in the neighborhood, or golf carts. It does span across several of the freeways, but they're supposed to have underground tunnels where you can take your golf cart or walk to the commercial space. And then the Audubon Elementary is in the main original section. One thing to note about Audubon is that the HOA is higher, but they mow your front lawn. So I've heard kind of mixed if people like that or don't. It's very convenient. They take care of everybody's lawn at the same time. So instead of being around $100 a month, it's more like $150. I think it's $1,800-ish or so annually for their HOA because it includes front lawn service so that everybody's lawn stays the same and stays looking nice. You don't have to worry about your neighbor not mowing their lawn. Next is a brand new one, and I actually already have 2 homes going up in there, which is amazing. This is right near my house, called Two Step Farms. Now, this is going to be zoned to Lake Creek High School, which a lot of people, it's highly sought after, very highly rated high school, brand new. You should drive there. If you're coming here and you have kids going to the junior high and high school, you should drive it. It is absolutely stunning. My daughter goes there. We love it. This is about 2,000 acres, so, you know, not quite as big as some of the others, maybe closer to the Creston size. They are talking about 4,000 total homes. I know that Drees and Partners in Building are in there, and they are 2 of the most semi-custom home builders. So we have somebody going through now and they want to, you know, add an art room or finish off and put a deck up above. They're really working with their architects to master that. So keep that in mind, because a lot of these other builders, you can't move walls, you can't change anything, but the home prices will be up to the millions in there, but they start lower in the 300s. So keep that in mind when you're looking out at Two Step. It's in a very cool location, probably 10 minutes from Target, off of Honea, Egypt. I've heard the Drees sales rep told me that they're gonna have like an overpass coming from 2854 into the neighborhood, but I haven't seen any of that going on just yet. The reason it's called Two Step, it's more of an agricultural setting. So they are supposed to have a farm to table restaurant within the neighborhood. They're gonna have a working goat farm, which is really cool. Miles and miles of trails, a dance hall, all sorts of fun things in that neighborhood. And your builders are gonna be Highland, Perry, Coventry, but then also, like I said, Drees and Partners in Building are gonna be your upper end, higher end builders. So if you're one of those people that, you know, I don't know if they'll have chickens out for you to get eggs, but if you're one of those kind of farm to table, that is important, then this might be a cool opportunity. I kind of like the concept that they're doing in the neighborhood. I think it's pretty cool. The last one is a little bit smaller, and I'm just learning about this community. I don't think they're going to sell homes until 2026, but this is MI Homes, and they have bought our blueberry farm. So right on 2854, right by Lake Creek High School, there used to be a cute blueberry farm. You could come pick your own blueberries, and the blueberry farm sold it to MI Homes, and they are building homes, but they will be on larger lots. They have taken down most of the trees, but they're going to be, I think it said 60 to 80 foot lots or 65 to 80 foot lots. So they will be bigger homes on bigger lots in there. Some of them might even be up to 1 acre home, and they're supposed to be kind of that farmhouse style home, very close to Lake Conroe. So a lot of people, and it's right next to the high school, kind of in between the high school and junior high. So if you have kids that are school aged, it would be a cool spot, but again, it's not going to be available until the spring. So, and this would be for somebody, this is not going to be master plan. This is going to be quiet, kind of acreage living in a good spot. So if you want the Montgomery ISD school district and you want a little bit of land, this could be a good spot. We do have Lake Creek Ranch and Lake Creek Estates that are also in that same kind of category. I don't know the pricing on this yet, but it's in a cool spot. So let's talk about how this affects buyers and sellers. So we had a tough summer for my pre-owned sellers because we had a 13-year high inventory. So if you are looking to buy though, right now, the deals are amazing. If you have watched me for a while, you know I'm not a pushy salesperson, but I'm here to tell you that these deals are not going to last and they keep getting swiped up. So I had somebody looking at Woodland Hills, and there was this Weston, and it was knocked down like 60,000, and you know, they weren't sure, and then we went back and it was gone. Yesterday, same thing happened to me. I had clients. I actually worked down this deal with a Highland home. I was kind of shocked in Bridgeland how low I was able to get it and everything I was able to include, and I'm only 5,000 off from getting them that whole deal, which I thought I was going in way too low. So we're very close to making that deal work, but they wanted another one, and there was just one home that this builder had marked way down, and we went to look at it and it was gone. If you're looking for deals, it's the end of the quarter right now, pushing into the end of this year. These builders, they're not all of them. So the same exact model home is 40,000 higher being built, and it's going to be done in November, December. So what those builders are counting on is, oh, the rates are going to drop. We're going to have more buyers out and we can get 40,000 more. If you're not necessarily stuck on a forever home, but maybe this is a 3 to 5 year home and you want a good investment, if you find one of those, like the one I was looking at, I showed the client, all the other homes by this builder sold for $180 or more a square foot, except for one was at $177 and we got it for $171. You're not going to lose on that. When we do that appraisal, we're going to have instant equity in that house, might be 40, 50,000. So if you see one of those and you need help jumping on it, let me know. I'm happy to help, but they won't last. I don't think come January, these amazing deals are going to be here. So I'm telling you, if you want good homes, find ones that are already built, have been sitting, and that they slash the price and then jump quickly. So anyway, but you can see so much commercial development, so many new neighborhoods to choose from, so many ways to live out here. It's very, very exciting. If I can help, please reach out, fill out my form below. Myself or Megan will get in touch with you, and then we will set up a Zoom or a phone call and we will go from there. And I hope that you have a blessed day.